I took productivity advice from TikTok, and it absolutely destroyed my mind. You know the videos? The super aesthetic montages of someone waking up at 4:59 a.m., sunlight perfectly streaming through their minimalist apartment. They journal, they meditate, they drink green sludge, they take an ice bath, and they've coded 3 apps before you've even hit snooze. I thought, that's it. That's the life I need. So I decided to go all in. For 1 week, I would become the ultimate productivity guru. Day one started with a 5 a.m. alarm. It was pitch black outside, and my first thought was, this is a mistake. But the TikTok gods were watching. I stumbled out of bed and into the kitchen to chug a liter of lemon water. Next, journaling. I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for: coffee, the eventual sunrise, and the fact that I didn't have to talk to anyone yet. Then, meditation. I sat on the floor for 10 minutes, mostly just thinking about how cold the floor was. The grand finale of my morning routine, a cold shower. It wasn't a nice bath, but let me tell you, it felt like a personal attack from the Arctic. I screamed. A lot. By the time I got to my actual work, I felt awake, I guess, but also kind of frazzled like a cat that just fell in a pool. Day 2, I added another habit: no phone for the first hour of the day, a dopamine detox. This meant my 5 a.m. alarm was now a loud, obnoxious analog clock. The cold shower was just as horrible. The journaling felt forced. I was grateful for my bed, my pillow, and the concept of sleep. I spent the no-phone hour staring at a wall, wondering what memes I was missing. I was supposed to be feeling clear and focused. Instead, I just felt bored and disconnected. When I finally started my workday, I was already tired. I spent most of the morning daydreaming about a nap. My productivity was ironically tanking. By day 4, my life was a chaotic checklist of optimized behaviors. Wake up at 5 a.m., lemon water, journal, meditate, cold shower. No phone. Now let's add eat the frog, which means doing your hardest task first. So at 7 a.m., I'm trying to tackle a complex project proposal, but my brain is still buffering from the shock of the cold water. I'm staring at a blank document, my mind completely empty. I'm also supposed to be time blocking every 30 minutes of my day. I had a block for synergize with my inner self next to strategic hydration. I was so busy managing my productivity system that I wasn't actually producing anything. I was late on a deadline for the first time in months. The breaking point came on day 5. I woke up at 5 a.m. filled with a sense of dread. I looked at my to-do list: journal, meditate, ice-cold agony shower, dopamine fast, eat a frog, time block, and a new one I decided to add for fun: a 10-minute high-intensity workout. As I was jumping around my living room, I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror. I looked exhausted, miserable, and frankly, a little unhinged. I wasn't a productivity machine. I was a hamster on a wheel, running faster and faster and getting nowhere. I stopped mid-burpee, walked to my bed, got back in, and slept for 3 more hours. It was the most productive thing I did all week. So what did I learn from my week of TikTok-fueled insanity? These productivity hacks aren't inherently bad. Waking up a little earlier can be nice. Journaling can be therapeutic. But the problem is the culture of stacking them all on top of each other, creating this impossible standard of perfection. It's a recipe for burnout, not success. Productivity isn't about doing more things. It's about doing the right things in a way that works for you. It's about sustainable habits, not a frantic sprint toward an imaginary finish line. For me, that means waking up at a reasonable hour, enjoying my coffee without a stopwatch, and definitely taking a warm shower. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by all the online advice, just remember, it's okay to just be a person, not a productivity robot. Thanks for watching, and maybe take a nap today. You probably deserve it.